Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. Hello from my new studio. We're still in progress, hence the empty walls. But I wanted to talk a few minutes today about how I manage my time and my schedule in order to create the amount of content that I create. It's one of the questions that I get asked the most, and it's something that I made sure to build into my new no BS, low cost marketing mastermind that's coming up in April. Is how do you manage your time? Because that's the biggest challenge I hear is like, even if you know what to do, even if you've got the ideas of, how to create content, is how do you manage to make it part of your daily schedule? And it's like any other habit, it just has to become part of your daily schedule. It has to be something that you do regularly as part of your business. I try to dedicate 20% of my time to sales and marketing activities. So that includes things like, all the things we talk about, networking, following up with networking, creating content, all of those things. Sometimes it's a little bit more, especially like right now, as I mentioned, I'm putting together this master class. So I'll spend, I have a decent amount of time I'm going to be spending on that over the next few weeks, finishing up the content for it. But that's a little different. That's product creation, right? But I want to give you kind of 4 tips that I was thinking about this morning, and we're going to cover these again in more detail during the masterclass, but kind of give you a sense of how I manage my time. So the first thing I do is I have something that I'm selling every single week, and sometimes it changes by week, but I at least know for that week what I'm going to be selling, right? So this week, actually, we're kind of selling 2 things, but this week we are selling, doing headshots here in my new studio. So if you are in the Dallas area, come by and we'll do a little mini branding session. I'm going to have all sorts of different backdrops back here and stuff. It'll be really, really fun. So that's what we're promoting this week. And so everything that we're doing has been around that. So we've been doing reels, stories, right? Posting in all of our groups. Those are the things that we're doing. So then what we'll do, we're going to do that this week and probably a little bit into next week. Then starting the following week, the only thing we're going to be marketing for 4 weeks is, and maybe 5 weeks, is the masterclass that I just mentioned. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. So I know every single week exactly what I'm going to be selling. And so we always have something different going on. Sometimes it's a freebie. Sometimes it's not something that I'm selling, but what's the main call to action going to be for that week? And you want to mix it up, right? Because you want to always have new types of content. Then anything you're talking about should come off of that main theme. So that's the first thing, is have something specific that you're selling for the week. It just helps to give you some coordination, for that week. And you can do it again. You can have it be something that you're selling for the week, but you're selling it for 4 weeks in a row, right? Sometimes it's something that's only going to be for a week or 2, right? Just depends on what you have going on. Now, if you have multiple products and you're like, well, they never change, right? It's not like I'm offering new products all the time. Let's say you sell insurance. That's okay, right? You can have one particular type of insurance that you're going to focus on talking about this week, right? Or let's say you're a dentist, right? You can talk about one particular type of procedure. Let's say this week you're going to talk about teeth whitening, and next week you're going to talk about how to know if your tooth pain is enough to come into the office, which I guess the answer is probably always yes if you're having tooth pain, but you get the idea. Having something specific that you're going to talk about every week. The second thing that I do is I time block. So you'll notice today I'm a little grubbier than normal when I come live. This is my Work It Wednesday. So every single Wednesday, I actually block my calendar all day long. I wear like comfy yoga clothes and I spend all day, or as much as I can. It doesn't always happen every Wednesday, but I try to block off the entire day just to catch up on following up with clients, catching up on all of my engagement, right? Following up with people who I met at networking events, reaching out to new people who I met at networking events, writing new content, creating new things. We have an entire schedule, generally at least 6 weeks out, that's already been organized, because sometimes it's hard if every single day you don't have anything planned in advance. Boy, I did that for a long time. I can be honest. And it's really stressful to wake up in the morning and be like, oh my God, I have to post something. Crap, what am I going to post? And then you're stressed about it all day long. So getting organized ahead of time is really, really good. And so I use this 20% of my time, which is one day a week, to really do that. If I miss this block because I have something else going on, like this afternoon, I have something going on, I'll try to make up for that time later on during the week. And what I'll do is I'll actually just block it off on my calendar. This time to this time is the only thing I'm going to do is lead follow up, or I'm only going to be doing, content creation, and I'll make sure that I have makeup on or something like that. So the first thing was know what you're selling every single week and have something different that you're selling every week. The second thing is to time block. I recommend at least 20%. I have people who are master networkers, right? Who are out there all the time, who are like, I mean, it's the majority of what I do. I have other business coaches who've said up to 50%. So I think 20% is a good number. The third thing that I like to do is capture your ideas when you're inspired, right? How many people get ideas when you're in the shower? Me. So capture those ideas while you have them. We use Trello in my business, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. But I have a whole column where I can just go in and write myself a quick note, right? Like, hey, I saw this, or if I see a meme that I think is really funny, or a quote that's really great, I'll save it, because if I don't write it down right away, I don't know if it's like perimenopause brain or what, but it's gone, right? So I have to write it down right away, and I never will remember it otherwise. So I keep it in the same place where I keep all of my other marketing, so I can go back and I have one place where I have everything. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And again, part of the masterclass is I'm actually going to teach you exactly how to do this. You're going to create your own Trello board where you've got all of this stuff all set up to make it super easy for you. And that's my fourth point, is to keep it all in one place, because when you keep everything in one place, go back to point number one. You've got, let's say, the dentist example, right? Why flossing is a good idea, right? That's going to be what you're going to promote for the week. Well, you create content for that for the week. You keep it all in one place. Well, now in a couple months, you can go back to that content, and now you have repeatable campaigns that you can go back to over and over and over again. And that's really good when, because I'll give you an example of this mastermind that I was just telling you about, right? We're going to have a 4-week launch cycle, and I'm going to be doing this probably, at least twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. But what I'm going to do this first time that I'm doing it is I'll set up the process for driving people. I'll learn what worked and what didn't work, and then I'll have it all in one place. So all I have to do really is copy and paste it and utilize it again next time. So keeping yourself really organized as you go allows you to reuse content. And yes, 100% you can reuse content, right? Keep in mind that, a very, very small percentage of the people who you interact with are actually going to see your content, which is why repetition is so important. But it also means that it's okay to repeat your content, right? I use the same exact content on social media, in email, on my blog, on my YouTube channel, and then I'll come back to it and repost it later on, right? So there's no reason why you can't do that. So keeping it all organized in one place is great. Again, we're going to do this in the mastermind, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys. I thought you might like to see kind of how I do this. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. All right. Just going to give you a real quick view. All right. So this is my Trello board. I use this I have a copywriter who helps me. Actually, a couple copywriters. A copywriter who helps me. I have a social media person who helps me as well. And we use this as a place to keep everything going. And I won't walk you through this, but again, if you're in the mastermind, we'll kind of create this for you. But the cool thing is there's this thing called the calendar power up. And so I know it's taking a little while to do it. I know for every single day exactly what we're going to be doing, right? And it's so helpful. So here's all the things. I even have my holidays on here. We've got social media. So you can see, like today we've got a story going out. There's more. I think it's just a little bit hidden. We did something on International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day. Girl power. All right. And then tomorrow I'm doing a free training. We've got a couple things on social media. We've got a couple emails going. Oh, there's my International Women's Day. So every single day we've got different things. And the nice thing is now I can look and see, and this is what I'm planning to do today, is I can go through here and say, okay, so the master class starts here. Let's start building out like when we're going to do the emails and when we're going to do the final, 24 hours left, those types of things, and have it all scheduled out so I don't feel totally stressed about it later. And because I've put this 20% of my time aside, it's much easier to do that. The other thing I wanted to show you is, and it's like maybe a little bit tough to see, but here I have this content ideas like Sherry in progress. Remember I told you, like, I just go in and I data dump. These are all like ideas that I've had coming out of the shower, right? Or like, here's a little reading that I did that I thought was really good. Or I found this graphic and I loved this. And so I try to keep them all here. And then what I'll do with today, like today I'm creating content to go through April, is I'll go through this and I'll say which of these pieces are going to be appropriate as a way to help me market some of the things that I'm selling this week and this month. So I hope that was helpful for you. You can see in here my low cost, no BS, low cost marketing mastermind. We would love to have you included. It's going to start on April 18th. It's going to be every single Tuesday. It's not going to be like any other. This isn't just a normal course, right? You're going to learn from me, then you're actually going to do it right there. We're going to be creating your messaging. You're going to be learning everything you need to do to grow your business at the lowest cost possible. And that's one of the things that I hear the most is like, I've got some time, I just want to know what I can do to grow my business, get it to the point where I can then start outsourcing things. So this class is designed specifically for those people. You're going to learn everything you need to learn. We're going to teach you 4 techniques of marketing. So social media, of course, you know about social media. We're going to talk about funnels. We're going to talk about email marketing, and we're going to talk about networking. We're also going to develop your customized message that helps you to stand out from all of your other competitors. An incredibly important part of your marketing, going out and doing things on social media without understanding how you stick out or what your core message is it's generally, it's not going to work if you do it that way. So if you're interested in this, head over to my website. It's dd.marketing, DIDI.marketing, and you can click on mastermind, and it's at a really, really good price. It's $24.99 for a 4-month course, which is crazy. And I also have a 12-month extended payment plan of $249. So head over to the site, check it out. So excited about it. You guys are going to love it. This is definitely the best course I've ever put together. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know what you think. I will be live again tomorrow talking about email marketing, which is one of the things we're going to cover in the masterclass. So you get a little bit of a preview of what's going to come in the masterclass around email marketing. So tune in for that, and we'll talk soon. Thanks so much.